Imagine a civilization who suddenly begins building giant facilities everywhere. They consume vast amounts of energy and they require enormous investments. And they are being constructed faster almost than any infrastructure in modern history. If archaeologists found this thousands of years from now, what would they conclude? That a civilization had discovered a revolutionary new technology, or that they were desperately preparing for something. Looking at the global explosion of data centers, I have one simple question. What are these buildings for? Are they merely supporting artificial intelligence? Or are they helping create a new, completely new way of organizing human society? To understand how, we have to look past the marketing. We are being told this construction wave is just about technology, but the underlying architecture is designed for something deeper. The first step is a total shift into a subscription economy. Think about how you used to listen to music and how you used to watch movies just 15 years ago. Today, almost everything is a software as a service. Have you tried canceling a subscription lately? It is very easy to sign up, but it is like pulling teeth when you're trying to leave. A few years ago, I went through a purge where I canceled most of my subscriptions. Surprisingly, the two most difficult to cancel were not giant tech, they were two different spiritual teachers. Think about the irony of that. It became so aggressive, I had to involve my bank's fraud department just to disconnect. Here is an interesting fact. Recurring billing has become one of the foundations of this type of economy. It looks like the subscription model is naturally leading towards centralized control because the service provider must remain involved indefinitely. Which leads me to the second and the most important hidden motive for the data center's expansion, and that is mass surveillance. And to explain how mass surveillance works, I'll start with a personal story. In 2013, I married a man I considered my best friend. He was a surveillance agent at a major casino, so naturally, he brought his work home. It became his hobby. So we lived in a smart home. We had three different surveillance systems that I knew about, inside and outside. We had sensors at every door and every window downstairs, smart garage door. When I drove within a certain distance, the garage door opened. I didn't have to do a thing. When I walked into the kitchen at night, the lights turned on. What I thought was a safe life with my mad scientist husband turned very quickly into a nightmare the moment I found out I was the one being spied on. And not only by my husband, but by something much larger. The extent of surveillance goes beyond that of human imagination. It taps more into the sci-fi thriller action realm. I had Zeus on my PC, and my iPhone was infected with a spyware named Pegasus. And this spyware, Pegasus, is capable of jailbreaking your phone remotely, and you won't even know it. The electronic harassment became worse after I left in 2018. Why did I leave? Because whilst I was looking for proof that I was being spied on, I found proof that my so-called husband had another wife and was leading a double life, to say the least. But in reality, the monitoring has never stopped. It just became less obvious, like the level of sophistication has elevated. When I look at what happened, I am grateful that because of it, I learned I was something called a targeted individual. If you'd like to know more about what a targeted individual is, what it means, let me know in the comments. There is very little information out there. Most of the videos are made by people meant to discredit us and make us look like lunatics. And the rest are made by real victims going through a psychosis at the moment they're making the video. Because psychosis is a common companion to a spiritual awakening. No one can uncover this level of truth without undergoing a radical mental transformation. And without emotional support, that transformation can easily turn devastating, even fatal. When all this was happening to me, the data centers were not there yet, and the AI tools were reserved for special government officials. Today, they are everywhere. Have you noticed the cameras before every exit on the freeway? The ones attached to a solar panel and the battery? If you live in a city, they might blend in the background, but if you drive out just a few miles, you cannot miss them. History shows that people rarely accept sweeping changes all at once. They accept them one commodity at a time. A smartphone, a smart car, a smart home, a subscription service, a digital identity. Each step makes life a little easier. Each step also produces more data, and data is the raw material for the facilities which we started this video talking about. What I lived through from 2013 to 2018 was not a domestic anomaly. It was the blueprint. It was the prototype. Today, that is the norm.